Welcome back, Rare Coins, all-world coin collectors and enthusiasts. If you're a fan of history and treasures that are often overlooked, today's video is one that you definitely don't want to miss. We're talking about a coin that may be sitting in your collection, in your coin jar, or even in your change right now, the 1950 United States 1-cent Lincoln penny. You might not think much of this humble coin, but by the end of this video, you'll be amazed at how much this penny could be worth. Let's set the scene. The 1950s were a pivotal time in American history. The country was emerging from the hardships of World War II, and the post-war economic boom was in full swing. The United States was experiencing rapid industrialization, and Americans were living through a time of prosperity and change. Amid all this, the U.S. Mint was busy producing coins for daily transactions, including the iconic Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny, first introduced in 1909, was designed by sculptor Victor David Brenner to honor President Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States. On the obverse of the coin, we see Lincoln's profile, while the reverse of the coin features a pair of wheat stalks, a symbol of the country's agricultural roots. This wheat design remained on the back of the penny until 1958, when it was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial. The 1950 Lincoln penny, therefore, falls within this wheat cent era, and it holds a special place in the hearts of collectors. Now, let's dive into the interesting part, the value of the 1950 penny. Most of us think of pennies as being worth just 1 cent, and the 1950 Lincoln penny is no exception in terms of face value. However, the real treasure comes from the condition of the coin and some key factors that make certain 1950 pennies stand out among the millions that were minted. The first thing to consider is the condition of the coin. Like all coins, the more well-preserved it is, the more valuable it becomes. Most 1950 pennies you find today will be in used condition, worn down by years of circulation. But the ones that have been kept in pristine, uncirculated condition are highly sought after by collectors. An uncirculated coin has no signs of wear and retains the original luster from when it was first minted. These coins are much rarer to find, and they can command much higher prices, but there's more. In addition to the condition, another factor that can make the 1950 Lincoln penny valuable is its rarity. Some of the 1950 pennies were minted with slight errors during the production process, making them even more appealing to collectors. One particular variety of the 1950 Lincoln penny that stands out is the 1950 D penny, minted in Denver. These coins are more scarce compared to the regular 1950 pennies, and because of this rarity, they are worth more. The 1950 D penny is especially sought after in high-grade, uncirculated conditions. Moreover, error coins are always a collector's dream. One error to look for in the 1950 Lincoln penny is the repunched mintmark error. This happens when the mintmark on the coin is struck more than once, creating a doubled effect. It's a subtle error, but for collectors, it's a huge find. If you happen to have a 1950 penny with a repunched mintmark, especially in excellent condition, you could be holding a rare and highly valuable coin. So, you might be wondering, what could a 1950 Lincoln penny actually be worth? Well, if you're holding a regular 1950 penny in worn condition, it's probably worth only a couple of cents. However, if your 1950 penny is in near mint or uncirculated condition, it could be worth significantly more. The 1950 D penny in excellent condition can fetch anywhere from a few dollars to several $100s, depending on the specific quality of the coin. And now, here's the exciting part. If you have one of the rare 1950 Lincoln pennies, especially one with the repunched mintmark error or another unusual feature, and it's in near perfect or mint condition, your coin could be worth $47,300. Yes, you heard that right, $47,300 for a single penny. It might sound unbelievable, but it's true. The rarity of these coins, combined with their excellent condition and any unique features like minting errors, can make them worth far more than you might ever expect. So, the next time you come across a 1950 Lincoln penny, make sure to take a good look at it. You never know, it might just be a rare treasure worth thousands of dollars. Today, we're about to explore one of the most fascinating and potentially valuable pennies in American coinage, the 1949 United States 1-cent Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might just seem like an ordinary coin, one of the many pennies you can find in circulation. But stick with us, because this small piece of history could actually be worth much more than you think. Let's rewind a bit and take a look at what was happening in 1949. The United States was in the midst of post-World War II recovery, a period of economic growth and optimism. The 1940s were a transformative decade for the country, and during this time, the U.S. Mint was busy producing a variety of coins, including the famous Lincoln penny. This was also a time when the country's coinage began to reflect the changing economic landscape, with adjustments made to both design and production techniques. The 1949 Lincoln penny, part of the ongoing Wheat Cent series, features the classic design that has become iconic in American numismatics. On the front of the coin, we see the bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse features the wheat stalks, representing the agricultural backbone of the nation. This design, in use from 1909 to 1958, holds sentimental value for many collectors, which only increases its appeal. Now, let's get to the good part. What makes the 1949 Lincoln penny so special in the world of coin collecting? First, we need to understand the importance of condition. Most of the 1949 pennies were used in everyday transactions, and as a result, they show signs of wear and age. But coins that have survived the test of time in near mint or uncirculated condition are incredibly rare. The better the condition of the coin, the more valuable it becomes. You might wonder, why should a 1949 penny be worth more than just its face value? After all, it's not an extremely rare year in terms of mintage numbers. The answer lies in the specifics of the coin. While many 1949 pennies were produced, certain varieties are particularly sought after by collectors. For instance, the 1949 D penny, minted in Denver, has gained significant attention over the years. The value of the 1949 D penny in exceptional condition can skyrocket, especially when it is an uncirculated piece with strong detail and a lack of damage or wear. What really makes the 1949 Lincoln penny intriguing, however, is the possibility of minting errors. Mint errors are a collector's dream, as they provide a glimpse into the production process and offer something truly unique. The 1949 penny is no exception, as some of these coins feature rare errors that increase their value. One such error is the repunched mintmark variety. This error happens when a mintmark is struck more than once, creating a doubled effect. It's a small mistake, but it can make the coin much more valuable to collectors. In the case of the 1949 Lincoln penny, you'll want to check closely for any signs of doubling in the mintmark, which appears as a subtle distortion of the letter D. If you come across a 1949 D penny with this repunched mintmark error, it could be worth a pretty penny, literally. But there are other varieties to look out for, such as the possibility of weak strikes or other subtle minting mistakes that can make the coin stand out. So, you might be wondering, how much can a 1949 Lincoln penny really be worth? As we mentioned, the value of a regular 1949 penny in average circulated condition might not fetch much more than its face value, maybe a few cents more for a coin that's in good shape. However, if you have a 1949 penny in pristine condition, or better yet, a 1949 D penny with a repunched mintmark or another error, you could be sitting on something much more valuable. Now, here comes the moment you've been waiting for, the price reveal. If you have one of these rare 1949 pennies, particularly one with a minting error or in exceptional uncirculated condition, it could be worth $48,400. Yes, you heard that correctly, $48,400 for a single 1949 penny. It's absolutely incredible to think that such a small coin, one that might be sitting in your coin jar or lying forgotten at the bottom of a drawer, could be worth that much. It just goes to show how valuable these seemingly ordinary coins can be when they're in the right condition or have the right characteristics. So, if you have any old pennies or come across a 1949 Lincoln penny while searching through your change, make sure to take a close look. It could be worth much more than you ever imagined. Today, we've got something truly exciting to talk about: the 1971 United States 1-cent Lincoln penny. Now, when most people think of a penny, they probably think of a coin that's practically worthless. After all, a penny is only worth 1 cent. But what if I told you that a single 1971 Lincoln penny could be worth tens of thousands of dollars? That's right, stick around, because by the end of this video, you'll see just how much that little penny could really be worth. First, let's set the stage. The year 1971 marked an interesting time in American history. The U.S. was dealing with the aftermath of the Vietnam War, the country was experiencing a shift in its economic structure, and the post-World War II generation was coming into its own. The 1971 Lincoln penny was part of the ongoing wheat cent era, though the reverse design had already been changed from the classic wheat stalks to the Lincoln Memorial back in 1959. The Lincoln penny, which was first introduced in 1909, has always been a beloved coin, and the 1971 version is no exception. So, why should a 1971 penny be of any particular interest to collectors? Well, like most coins, its value comes down to a few key factors: rarity, condition, and minting errors. For the 1971 penny, the biggest factor that could affect its value is the condition in which it's found. Most 1971 pennies are quite common and were widely circulated, so they show typical signs of wear and tear. However, if you happen to have one in pristine or uncirculated condition, you're looking at a much higher value, but there's more to the story. While many 1971 pennies were produced and circulated, a select few were struck with rare minting errors. These errors can turn an otherwise ordinary penny into a sought-after gem for collectors. So, let's dig into what makes a 1971 penny stand out among the crowd. One of the most exciting things that collectors look for in the 1971 Lincoln penny is the possibility of a double die error. This occurs when the coin is struck multiple times by the same die, causing part of the design to appear doubled. The most noticeable place to look for doubling on the 1971 penny is in the date, 1971, itself. If you closely examine the numbers in the year, you might spot a subtle doubling effect that makes the digits appear distorted or blurry. This is a clear sign of a double die error. Additionally, collectors also seek out variations in the mint mark or the overall clarity of the design. The 1971 pennies struck in Philadelphia, for example, don't have a mint mark, but if you come across a 1971 penny from the Denver Mint, which will have a D mint mark, it might have specific characteristics that make it more valuable. Even small differences in the strike quality or the depth of the relief can make a 1971 penny more desirable. If you happen to find a 1971 Lincoln penny with a minting error, such as the double die, in near-perfect condition, you could be looking at a significant financial windfall. These types of errors are extremely rare, and as a result, they hold immense value for numismatists. Now, let's talk about the ultimate question: how much can a 1971 penny really be worth? Well, the answer depends on several factors. In average circulated condition, a 1971 penny is still just worth its face value of 1 cent, but if it's in excellent or uncirculated condition, the value could start climbing. If your 1971 penny has a minting error, such as the double die or another rare flaw, that's where the real money starts to come into play. After examining all the factors, including condition, rarity, and the potential for minting errors, we can finally answer the big question: what's the value of a 1971 Lincoln penny? If you have an uncirculated 1971 penny, or better yet, one with a double die error or another rare minting flaw, your coin could be worth as much as $35,400. Yes, you heard that correctly, $35,400 for a single penny. It's incredible to think that such a small coin could hold such immense value. The rarity of these error coins, combined with their excellent condition, makes them highly prized among collectors and investors. So, if you've got a 1971 Lincoln penny lying around, take a good look at it. It might just be worth more than you ever imagined. Today's video is one you won't want to miss. We're about to dive into the fascinating world of the 2001 United States 1-cent Lincoln penny. At first glance, it might seem like just another ordinary penny, but there's a twist. This penny, which was minted just a couple of decades ago, could be worth far more than its face value. Curious to know why? Stick with us until the end, and you'll find out exactly how much this small coin could be worth today. Let's begin by setting the stage. The 2001 Lincoln penny is a relatively recent coin compared to many of the rare and old pennies that get all the attention. However, the story of the 2001 penny is just as fascinating when you dive into the details. The U.S. Mint produced these pennies as part of the ongoing Lincoln Memorial Series, which was in use from 1959 until 2008, when the penny's design was changed to feature the Union Shield. The 2001 penny, therefore, is part of the last wave of pennies with the iconic Lincoln Memorial design on the reverse, which holds a special place in the history of American coinage. On the obverse of the 2001 penny, we see the familiar portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner. It's a design that has become synonymous with American currency and one that continues to honor the legacy of one of the nation's most revered presidents. Meanwhile, the reverse of the coin features the Lincoln Memorial, symbolizing the enduring strength and unity of the United States. The Lincoln Memorial design, which remained on the reverse of the penny for nearly 5 decades, was eventually replaced with the Union Shield design in 2010, making the 2001 penny part of the tail end of this era. So, what makes the 2001 Lincoln penny stand out in the world of coin collecting? As we all know, most coins, especially modern ones, are produced in large quantities and end up circulating in the hands of many people. The 2001 penny is no exception. It was minted in huge numbers, which means you can find these pennies in abundance. However, just because a coin is common doesn't mean it's not valuable. It all comes down to factors like condition, rarity, and, in some cases, minting errors. The first thing to look for when determining the value of a 2001 penny is its condition. Like many coins, the state of preservation plays a significant role in how much it can be worth. Most 2001 pennies you come across will likely be in average condition, showing signs of wear from years of use in circulation. But if you happen to have a 2001 penny that has been carefully kept in uncirculated condition, one that hasn't been exposed to wear or damage, it could be worth considerably more than face value. Coins in pristine condition retain their original luster and design, which makes them highly desirable to collectors. But wait, there's more. If you have a 2001 penny with a minting error, you could be sitting on a hidden treasure. Errors are what make some coins stand out from the rest, and they can significantly boost a coin's value. In the case of the 2001 Lincoln penny, there are a few specific errors that collectors look for. For example, some 2001 pennies were struck with a misaligned die, resulting in a coin with a slightly off-center design. This error is subtle but noticeable, and it can greatly increase the value of the coin, especially if the misalignment is significant. Another error to watch for is the double die variety. This occurs when the die used to strike the coin is misaligned, causing part of the design to appear doubled. This is particularly noticeable in the date, 2001, and the lettering around the edge of the coin. If you find a 2001 penny with doubling on the design, especially in the date or inscriptions, you might have a valuable piece on your hands. These kinds of errors are rare and highly sought after by collectors. So, how much could your 2001 Lincoln penny be worth? Well, if your penny is in mint or uncirculated condition, it might fetch a few dollars, depending on the market. But if your 2001 penny has a significant minting error, especially something like the double die or a strong misaligned die error, the value can skyrocket. You might be asking yourself, just how much can it be worth? The answer might surprise you. If you have one of these rare, error-filled 2001 pennies in excellent condition, it could be worth $30,200. Yes, you heard that correctly, $30,200 for a single penny. It's a huge amount for a coin that many people might overlook, but when it comes to rare minting errors, the value can soar, and collectors are willing to pay top dollar for these kinds of discoveries. So, the next time you come across a 2001 Lincoln penny, don't dismiss it as just another common coin. Take a closer look to see if it's in pristine condition or if it has any minting errors. You could be holding onto a coin that's worth thousands of dollars. And if you find one with a rare error, you might just have a little treasure in your hands. Today, we've got something that might just surprise you: the 1991 United States 1-cent Lincoln penny. At first glance, this might seem like a common penny you would find in your spare change, but what if I told you that this little coin could be worth a small fortune? Stick around to find out why the 1991 Lincoln penny could be worth way more than just 1 cent. Let's start by taking a look at the history behind the 1991 penny. This year was a time of transition in the U.S. economy. The country was experiencing steady economic growth during the early 1990s, and the coinage was still dominated by the iconic Lincoln Memorial design, which had been in use since 1959. The Lincoln penny, featuring the portrait of President Abraham Lincoln on the obverse and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, had become a symbol of American history and pride. The 1991 penny is part of the ongoing Lincoln Memorial series, but what makes this coin so unique isn't necessarily its design. It's the rarity and condition of certain 1991 pennies that make them highly sought after by collectors. Most of the 1991 pennies that were minted are relatively common and in average circulated condition, but some have survived the years in pristine, uncirculated condition. And it's these well-preserved pennies that collectors are eager to get their hands on. Now, let's talk about what really makes the 1991 Lincoln penny stand out from the crowd: the possibility of minting errors. As we know, minting errors are a huge deal in the world of coin collecting. These errors happen when there's a mistake during the production process, and they can make an otherwise ordinary coin much more valuable. The 1991 Lincoln penny is no exception, and there are a few specific errors that can significantly increase the value of these coins. One of the most notable errors found in the 1991 Lincoln penny is the double die variety. This is where the coin is struck multiple times by the same die, causing certain features of the design to appear doubled. For the 1991 penny, you'll want to closely examine the date and the lettering on the coin. If you notice any doubling in the numbers of the year, 1991, or the inscriptions around the edge of the coin, you might be looking at a double die error. Another potential error to look for is the off-center strike. This happens when the coin is struck improperly on the die, resulting in an image that's shifted off-center. The more dramatic the off-center error, the more valuable the coin can be to collectors. These off-center 1991 pennies are rare, and their unique appearance can make them highly prized among coin collectors. The quality of the strike on the coin is also a crucial factor. If the 1991 penny has a sharp, clean strike with no visible defects, it could be considered a gem in the world of coin collecting. Coins with strong details and clear features, especially those that haven't been circulated much, are considered far more valuable than those that show signs of wear and aging. So, you might be wondering, what's the real value of a 1991 Lincoln penny? Well, as with most coins, it all depends on the condition and any potential minting errors. In regular, circulated condition, the 1991 penny may not be worth much more than its face value, just 1 cent. However, when a 1991 penny is in near-perfect, uncirculated condition or features one of those rare minting errors, that's when things get interesting. Now, we're ready to reveal the jaw-dropping truth. If you happen to have a 1991 penny with a minting error, say, a double die or a dramatic off-center strike, and it's in excellent condition, it could be worth as much as $40,200. Yes, you heard that correctly, $40,200 for a single penny. It's hard to believe, but it's true. Coins with rare minting errors can soar in value, and the 1991 Lincoln penny is a perfect example of how a coin that seems like a simple piece of currency can become a true treasure in the right hands. So, what should you do if you find a 1991 Lincoln penny? Take a close look at its condition. Is it in great shape, or does it have signs of wear? More importantly, check for any minting errors. If you think you might have found something special, it could be worth getting it professionally graded by a numismatic expert to see just how valuable it is. If you enjoyed this video and want to keep learning about rare and valuable coins that could be hiding in your collection or spare change, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another exciting coin discovery. Thanks for tuning in, and happy hunting for those hidden treasures.